Israeli military has announced the deaths of 4 more soldiers taking part in the ground offensive in Gaza against the Hamas. That brings the total number of soldiers killed in fighting in Gaza to 23. Israeli military has also said that it has surrounded Gaza city, but that does not mean that the defeat of Hamas is anywhere near. In fact, Israel's ground invasion in Gaza has been progressing slower than expected, and Hamas have succeeded in springing some surprise attacks on the ground forces. Israeli casualties includes the death of a senior officer, Lieutenant Colonel Salman Habaka, the commander of the 188th Armored Brigade's 53rd Battalion. As expected, Hamas has been deploying 2 tactics to blunt Israeli army's attack. First, they are using drones to target Israeli soldiers. Drone technology has become cheaper and more widely available, meaning terrorist groups like Hamas can easily acquire it. We've also seen the use of cheap drones on the India-Pakistan line of control and on the Indo-Pakistan border by Pakistani groups to send arms and drugs into India. But more advanced drones have been successfully used by Ukraine to target Russian troops. Hamas is using drones that are commercially available ones off the shelf, as well as some advanced ones that are used by military forces. These drones are capable of dropping bombs on targets like tanks. In fact, Hamas has released a propaganda video showing how one of its drones dropped explosives on a group of Israeli soldiers. That attack tragically led to casualties among the Israeli forces. The second factor that has complicated the task of Israeli forces is the effective use of tunnels by Hamas. Now, Hamas has constructed about 500 kilometers of tunnels in the form of a vast maze. Now, this tunnel system is quite advanced, and reports say that it is from these tunnels that senior Hamas commanders command their fighters and run the war. These tunnels are not a rudimentary system of underground basements. These are built around 60 meters deep from the ground, and this depth gives Hamas a strong defense from powerful bombs dropped by Israeli Air Force. Just for comparison, in Delhi, the Chowri Bazaar underground metro station in Delhi is built at a depth of 25 meters. So, by comparison, the Hamas tunnels are 2.5 times more deeper than the Chowri Bazaar metro station. Of course, there are branches from the tunnels that are less deep and are used to target the advancing Israeli army. Hamas again released a propaganda video that showed its fighters firing at an Israeli tank from one of these tunnels. The tunnels provide a safe haven for Hamas fighters who can at will target the Israeli army from even the back. The Israeli army understands the danger posed by these tunnels and is in fact destroying the tunnels in areas under their control. Another factor that will be slowing down Israeli army's progress is that it won't do anything that risks a high number of casualties among its troops. Any professional army in the world places a high value on the life of its soldiers and takes as much precaution as possible to lower the number of casualties. This is quite opposite of any terror group like Hamas that can sacrifice their fighters at will to achieve tactical advantages. Another worrying news for the Israeli army is that Russia could possibly use the Wagner Group to provide an air defense system, the Russian SA-22, to Hezbollah. Now, if this happens, it could complicate matters for Israeli army as Hezbollah is sure to open a front in the north sooner or later. So, even as Israeli forces have surrounded Gaza city, it will be weeks before its ground invasion will have achieved its objectives. Israeli army will have to progress inch by inch, overcoming stiff Hamas resistance. Taking over the urban areas, including Gaza city, will be much harder than the initial part of the ground invasion.
Stay with the Times of India for news breaks, analysis, interviews, and events. We bring you stories from your neighborhood. and from across the globe as well. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit the like button and press the bell icon so you don't miss any of our videos.